Hey, oh, my mic. Okay, 1 second. Let's do that again. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm about to get started on today's book club reading reaction stream. I will be going over Midsummer Night's Dream, Act One. I'm expecting it to take around 2 or 3 hours, so we'll see what happens when I get into it. Last week I did the pre-reading, and largely a lot of that was just me researching the mythology, the Greek mythology background to the story, as well as kind of setting general expectations about what people enjoy about the story. And honestly, I think a large part of it is that people just really enjoy it being silly with fairies. I think that's a big part of it. I heard the language is also pretty good, and I think this was the period of time where Shakespeare was specifically thinking a lot about crafting his language. So I'll look forward to that as well. And yeah, apparently the story is just sort of ridiculous, so we'll get into it. Zappin, good to see you again, and good to see you're back after the Sylvia Plath interlude. Good to see you. Yeah, Big Farce is the impression I'm getting from, or was the impression I got last week. It was a good excuse to learn a little bit of Greek mythology, which for some reason, despite all of my studies, I've basically completely evaded uh, Greek mythology. I just don't know basic characters of Greek mythology. So um, I still don't even really remember everything I read last time. I think Theseus um, gets married to an Amazonian princess named. Hold on, let me quiz myself. Dude, I forgot her name. I mean, she's one of the main characters in the story, so I should it'll come back up. But anyway, that whole thing happens, and then there's a whole bunch of Hippolyta, I think. I forgot how to spell Hippolyta or pronounce Hippolyta. 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 Yeah, that's correct. So, Hippolyta. Yeah. So, I'm I'm going to uh, I'm going to let's just get started. There's nothing else to really say at this point. I opened up my Norton Shakespeare, okay, but Norton has a stupid UI where like this thing, I don't know, it's just broken. Like on Chrome at least, it's just totally broken. Like this thing just keeps hovering. So I went to the document itself. I know this is some things I should have done for pre-reading, but I totally forgot that I have a very expensive textbook. I have a very expensive ebook textbook, and one of the reasons these things are expensive is because I'm basically this is paying to some extent for the scholarship that goes into it, and the scholarship is all in the introductions. So I know that these introductions tend to be fairly academic in nature. I don't expect to read through this very slowly. I'll kind of rush through it, but I do want to do a quick skim to get a sense of what the academic angle on this is. And again, sometimes some academics are pretty good at expressing what really makes a play come alive. Not all academics, actually, probably a very small minority of academics, but I do want to at least skim it to see where I can get a little bit of juice in terms of what to look for in this story. Try to think of it like I want to see this academic who wrote this essay as a friend who is in his or her extremely intelligent language recommending this book to me, or this story to me rather, this play rather, recommending this play to me, and this very intelligent friend is recommending. Um, I'm just having a conversation with this person. Okay, that's the sort of angle I want to take when I'm reading this introductory essay. Zappin, I guess you'll have to come back, but hey, I'll see you when I see you. Here we go. Midsummer Night's Dream intro uh, essay. Okay, reality versus dreams. Okay, that's a theme. Waking, sleep, men, women, aristocrats, commoners. Okay. How do you know whether you're sleeping or awake? So this is basically a sort of fever dream. Okay, that's interesting. I vaguely remember somebody saying that during when I was doing reading the Goodreads, but Goodreads reviews, but I kind of lost track of that. Play within the play, marriage within the marriage. Hang on one second. I want to make sure my fan isn't. Uh, it is hitting the mic directly, so let me just do a bit of technical troubleshooting. All right, technical troubleshooting over. I just turned my fan. Okay, uh, here we go. Oh, you can still hear it. Okay. Okay, that should be better. Let's go. Comparably lyrical Romeo and Juliet, Richard II. Wait, 19. How old was he? Shakespeare birth year. 64, 64. So this is when he's 30. Insipid, ridiculous. School children, cardboard forests, romping. I've never grown up with that. Um, I actually kind of want my children to grow up with that. But yeah, I never had that luxury. Well born. It makes fun of everybody. Okay, so there's a lot of rhetorical um, technique on display here. Oh, isocolon. I don't know that. Same number of words or syllables. Oh, I mean, it's just like a really intense parallel structure. Okay. Anadiplosis. Oh, I forgot about anadiplosis. Okay, yeah. Okay. Diplosis. So this gets really into the sort of literary. For me, this part, uh, like I really enjoy these things because I think about rhetoric and I think about poetry all the time. But I do feel like, for the sake of the stream, I should move along. I do want to. Before I move along, though, I do want to talk about this particular argument. You don't. This academic is telling me you don't really need to know these words to know that the character bottom, when he speaks like this, it shouldn't sound good to you, and that's what the essay is saying right now. Um, it should sound asinine to you. And let me read it out loud. Oh, grim looked night, oh night with hue so black, oh night which ever art when day is not, oh night, alack, alack, alack. Okay, that is kind of childish and it shouldn't sound good to you. Now, maybe you can't really tell. And I remember when I was in high school, I couldn't really tell what sounded good or what didn't sound good. I thought it was all just sort of a subjective mess. But the more familiarity you have with like what good sounding English is, the easier it becomes to be like, wow, that's just kind of sounds a little dumb, you know? And you should feel that feeling. And if you don't feel that feeling, it's okay. That's what this stream is for. When I read, um, I mean, there is some level of subjectivity. There are some things that I think is going to sound pretty dumb. So it's my taste. And my taste may not completely align with some other people's taste, but when you watch me react to certain passages, you'll be seeing somebody who does have a pretty defined taste. That's me. React to those passages and call that, oh, that sounds clunky or that sounds good or whatever. I've done this with Romeo and Juliet. I've done this with Hamlet. Now I'm going to do it again with A Midsummer Night's Dream. And Shakespeare's always been really good at differentiating. Like he's able to, you know how there's like those YouTube videos where you have to explain a hard concept at like 6 different levels or whatever, right? Shakespeare's always been really good at talking, like at verbal dexterity, right? At using language at like 6 different levels. Like he is able to talk like somebody who is a fool, and he's also able to talk like somebody who is like convolutedly witty, and he's able to talk like somebody who is um, just sort of like stiff, aristocratic, authoritarian. Like he's able to take on many different voices with his prose, and so that's one of the reasons why we call him like the GOAT of English. I'll skip these examples for now because we're still talking about literary devices right now, or rhetorical devices rather. Um, all right, I don't know anything about Midsummer Eve, so let me learn. Let me learn. Okay, it's about holiday license, so it's kind of like Mardi Gras, and by tales of fairy spells and temporary madness. Okay, cool. So it comes from a tradition of fairy stories, masquerades, right? Rude mechanicals to artisans. They have earthy prose. Uh, they like the grotesque. Uh, I don't know if you guys can hear my cat, but my cat is distracting me a little bit. Um, that is, the audience is not mirrored in the play's upper classes. The real audience, right? And that's also another amazing thing about Shakespeare. He's always been pretty good at getting different types of people, which is directly connected to what I was saying earlier about how he's able to do different types of language. I'm gonna kind of skip all this. Wait, theatrical structure. Okay, no, this is a little too academically oriented right now. This translation has, in every case, I don't know which translation we're talking about. To use Peter Quince's term, I don't know what he's talking about exactly, but moving on. Just when you are ready to write something off as a joke, it becomes moving. And this is, if this happens, I'd be very happy. Because this is the kind of thing that like literary literature does. That Yeah, it's the kind of thing that like really makes something feel like elevated. Just when you start to take something seriously, it's comically undermined. That's a little bit more. It's a little bit more uh, easy. It's easier to do, but I'm looking for just like a delightful literary experience here. Let's move on. Okay, a little bit. Oh, there's a sort of plot structure thing. Nah, okay. No, no, no. I don't think I need that. This is now a similarity to. Oh, I forgot there's basically two worlds, right? There's the dream and then there's the real world. And there's the fairy world and the real world. And then we kind of blend. Um, I'll keep moving. Fairies love juice. The emblem, as well as the agent of a dangerously mobile desire, is the fairies love juice. That sentence to me is just so funny. No human being in the play experiences a purely abstract, objectless desire. When you desire someone, but the love juice is just Eros itself. It's the power of the fairies. An ass-headed man, which is also kind of funny. Okay. Um, okay, this sounds fun. It sounds chaotic, actually. Makes the connection explicit. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I'm going to move on. For Theseus, the imagination is the agent of delusion, but his account is not complete without Hippolytus' insistence that the story the four young lovers tell us. Uh, we have had this experience at the theater. Oh, that's such a cute little metaphor here. We all had the same dream. The experience of the theater. It is a dream. It's a simultaneous shared dream, communal dream. Okay, I kind of like that image of the theater, but yeah. Oh, this is Stephen Greenblatt. I forgot. I totally forgot which. I totally forgot which scholars edition I bought. Um, Okay. Well, that is the intro essay. I kind of just skimmed through it to just sort of get. Again, like I said at the very beginning, I just wanted to get a sense of what is exciting about the play before I got right into it. And I was treating Stephen Greenblatt like a sort of friend, like a very, very, very educated and intelligent friend who was just sort of recommending me um, this book, this play rather. Act one. Hang on. This is the. Let me just create a quick map of characters in my head so I don't get lost when they come out. But I know that these two are supposed to get married. Exactly. Hermia. Okay. So there's a love. Okay, there's a love triangle here. HLD. HL. Oh, there's a. Okay, no, there's a. Okay, there's a lot going on here. There's a triangle here, but then two are in love with. Okay, there we go. There's two that actually love each other, and then there's Demetrius in love with Lysander, and Helena in love with this Demetrius. Okay. Yeah, and I remember there was a very funny, reductive summary of the story on Goodreads about these four. Master of Revels, Phil, Philostrate. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Okay, is that a name? First of all, is that a name? I can't tell, or is that a word? Oh, it must be a name. Yeah, it's a name. Philostrate. 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 Okay,
We
Philostrate. Um, Oberon, Titania. Robin, please bottom. Okay, fairies. Okay, we have the crazy names are the fairies. We have the king and queen of the fairies. So these are kind of like the duke and queen. What is a puck? A sprite. Okay, and then there's other fairies. Okay, so And Peter Quince, I'm Peter Quince. Let's pronounce his name. Is it Quince or Kince? I guess I'll use one of these. I don't want to go through the entire play, just pronouncing all these characters'
Hello,
names
welcome to Theater Thursdays,
in a
episode 2.
non-canonical way, so I'm going to learn this right now.
My name is Terry Weber. I am a retired theater professor from UT of 2015 of Midsummer Night's Dream. So I've been asked to talk a little bit about that experience and what it was like to play
Can we
Peter
talk
Quince.
about his
Is
name?
one of 6. So to set up the scene, Peter Quince is one of 6.
Okay. Peter Quince. All right, so we got Peter Quince, Nick Bottom, Francis Flute, Tom Snout, Snug. Bunch of things in the interlude, whatever the interlude is. So I'll figure that out later. But I know these characters are also sort of important. But right now, I just know there's real world and dream world, and there's a king and queen and a duke and queen, and then there's like the people fucking around. Okay, so that's basically my takeaway from this real quick. So I have the rough map in my head, and I am getting into Act 1, starting now. Here we go. Theseus, Hippolyta, Philostrate. Okay. I'm like tempted to say Philostrate, but anyway, Philostrate. Others. Our nuptial hour is coming. How slow. Oh, I want you so much. Like a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a man's. Okay. Okay, that is a funny, kind of messed up. Like it's like an ironically self-defeating metaphor. But anyway, moving on. 4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 night. It's only happening in 4 days, right? And I remember somewhere in Goodreads people telling me about how the timeline is kind of messed up. But here we go. And then the moon shall behold the night of our solemnities. That's weird. In modern English, that doesn't sound positive, but okay. But you know, like a wedding is a serious matter, apparently. So that sounds a little ironic to me because I know that this play is not serious at all. Go Philostrate, Philostrate. What was he? He was a master of revels. Okay, there we go. He's like a MC of sorts. Awake the pert nimble spirits of mirth, turn melancholy forth to funerals. We want to be happy. Basically, hey, organize our party. I wooed thee with my sword, one thy love with doing the injuries. Right, because he captured her, got it. Wed thee in another key. There will be no fighting or wounding. I will party with you. Happy be Theseus. Daughter Hermia. Aegeus. Okay, I need to learn how to... Aegeus. Okay, Aegeus. Okay. Aegeus and his daughter Hermia and Lysander and Demetrius. By the way, guys, if any of you know that I'm pronouncing a name wrong, just let me know. Just actually, like, please correct me earlier rather than later. Okay, if you guys know that I'm pronouncing something wrong, let me know. Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke. I'm vexed. My daughter Hermia loves... Ooh, hang on. She loves Lysander. Okay, there we go. Stand forth, Demetrius. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. This man hath bewitched her. Okay. And it's kind of funny to just have the two dudes directly facing each other, but okay. Thou, Lysander. Thou hast given... Now, I mean, like, literally imagine children doing this play. It's kind of ridiculous. Thou hast given her rhymes. You have, bewitched her, Lysander. You snake, you lizard, and interchanged love tokens, my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung. I wonder if this was written after Romeo, with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy. I mean, Lysander is like the Romeo in this case, right? He's the one who is not approved of, and stolen the impression of her fantasy. Bracelets without hair, rings God's conceits. Okay. So I'm right now. I'm reading also. I'm rereading rather Anna Karenina, and so this guy is also a little bit like. Um, Holy crap! I forgot his name. What the? Wait on. How did I forget his name? The bastard that steals Kitty's heart. Okay. Anyway, there's a bastard who steals Kitty's heart. Um, I can't remember his name. He's not actually a bastard. I'm just saying. I'm just using that as a imprecation. And my gracious dear, be it so. Do not. She will not hear before. Okay. Be it so that she will not, before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine. Okay, I own her. I may kind of tell her what to do, or to her death. He's relying on formal authority. So obviously his daughter's gonna hate him. But he's relying on his formal authority by power of death, by power of the ancient law of Athens, to just force her to marry Demetrius. And I'm guessing Demetrius loves her, right? Yes. What say you, Hermia? To whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and with this power to leave the figure, Demetrius, so is Lysander. What a bitch. In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your fond voice, the other must be held wanting. Okay, yeah. Lacking your father's approval. What he just like Hermia's like, I love who I love. Rather your eyes must with judgment look. Hang on, what's going on? Oh, I see. I wish my father would understand me. No, you need to understand him. Okay. Uh, what is the worst? You could either die or you could leave society. You could be exiled from society. Do not be so sure of your desires. Remember that you're young. Understand your passions may overtake you. Exile. It's literally the exile is going to going to the nunnery. Forever to be in shady cloister mewed, to live in a barren sister all your life. This is not a very good picture of the nuns. Okay, fruitless moon. Okay, undergo such maiden earthlier happy is a rose distilled. Okay, so will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, before I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty. Okay, it's grammatically it's a little hard, but it's very much like Demetrius. I would rather be a virgin forever than to take on your yoke, like than to be chained to you. So there we go. Hang on, take time to pause. New next moon, so maybe 2 weeks, maybe one month. The sealing day. Oh no, so literally 4 days from now. Okay, 4 days from now. Everlanding, but prepare to either die on the day of my wedding, or to wed Demetrius also on the day of my wedding, or to become a nun. Relent, sweet Hermia and Lysander. Yield thy crazed title to my certain right. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Oh, dads. Oh, dads. Look at Lysander saying the worst possible thing. Demetrius, you have the father's. Dude, that's so funny. Oh my God. I could not imagine. This is such a foolish thing to say in front of like the Duke of Athens. Like, hey, Demetrius, at least her father loves you. I will let me love Hermia, and you should marry the father. Okay, Aegeus. So this is an interesting, like, the amount of time that we spend on Aegeus kind of asserting his right to his daughter is kind of like a weird, interesting, progressive like commentary on like property rights, right? Does the father really own the daughter, and like how intuitive is that idea? How sane is that idea? Um, how reasonable is it that the father can just do this? I don't know how the Shakespearean audience would have responded to this, but at least in today's age, you kind of see that it feels very off, right? So interesting commentary there. And then Lysander is the one who's just saying like the most ridiculous thing that I think we all kind of feel. We can feel that feeling. It's like, yeah, you should, Demetrius, marry is Aegeus. Get out of my way, you know. Um, Interesting passage here. Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love. Okay, I am my lord. Hang on. Lysander is talking to, as I am as well born as he. I'm as wealthy. My love is more than his. I have more love than he does. So, if not with advantage, yeah, I might have the advantage actually in terms of wealth. Plus, I'm loved. So, why should I not then be able to assert my right? I'll vouch it to his whose head? Oh, oh, I swear to God, I will swear on Demetrius's own head. He made love to Helena and won Helena's soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes upon this fickle, unreliable, untrustworthy, dirty Demetrius. Okay. So now we have shots fired here. Okay. I must confess, I've heard so much. I have heard so much. Sorry, I've misread that. I must confess that I have heard so much, as in I've heard the same thing. And with Demetrius not to have spoke thereof, but being over full of self-affair, I completely forgot about it. Demetrius, come. Aegeus, I have to talk to you. Arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will. We're not going to change the law just for you. In some business against, yeah, okay, there we go. And confer with you of something nearly that concerns, something that closely concerns yourselves. Okay, so we're settling the issue by just having private conversations, so we'll see what happens next. But apparently he also needs to talk with Hippolyta. Ooh, and now the lovers are left. How now, my love? How chance the roses there do fade so fast? Obviously, she should be crying. Yes, she is crying. That she is now doomed to marry dirty Demetrius. Dirty Demetrius. Okay, I can't speak right now. Dirty Demetrius. Dirty D. Oh, too high to be enthralled to low, or else misgraffed in respective years. Oh, spite. So this is kind of like a funny, almost like this like kind of chorus thing. Like she like raps one line and then he raps another line. It's it's very like stagey. It's very like oh cross too high to be enthralled to low. It's like think about it as like a Disney duet like Aladdin and Jasmine singing a song. Oh, spy too old to be engaged too young, or else it stood upon the choice of friends. Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes. Or if there were sympathy and choice, war, death, or sickness lay, see, should I make it momentary as a sound? Stream, Princess Lightning. Actually, I do feel like, now that I say Disney, I feel very Disney. I'm hearing like a lot of like echoes of Disney musicals here. War, death, or sickness, they lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, so to the shadow, short as any dream. Wait, I'm losing track of, okay, agreement. Okay. So in the best case, they actually do like each other, but then they either die. And before man has the power to say, behold, right. So basically, either they're not of the right status, or they're really different in age, or the friends are against each other, or something like that. Or even if it does work out, it ends very, very quickly. Love never works out. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, no child. She's very far away. Okay, run away with me. Run away with me, girl. She respects me. Okay, how very romantic. Steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night. Okay, so let's run away tomorrow. And in the wood, a league without the town, outside of the town. Wait, Helena. Oh, that place where I met you once with Helena, sorry. To do observance to a morn of May. So we're gonna run through the night, and that gets us to the dream. Okay, now I'm getting the setup here. We're gonna run through the night, and then we're gonna meet up in the morning. We're gonna run away for a whole league. I actually forget how far is a league. League distance is 6 kilometers, 5.5 kilometers, or in miles. That's like what? I'm forgetting my. It's like 3 miles. Yeah, 3 miles. Although statute miles, whatever that means. Um, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do. Okay, so I will wait there for you at that place that we once met. Hermia talks in a sort of silly way, actually, and so I was not expecting that. So far, Theseus strikes me as fairly eloquent, and Lysander strikes me as fairly eloquent too, or maybe not eloquent, but at least nothing is bothering me. But Hermia really talks in like this sort of like her. She makes way too many analogies, uh, and this sort of anaphora, right? Let me make sure that I remember anaphora. Yeah, that is correct. It's very simple. Tomorrow I will meet with thee by all of these. She's swearing by all of these different things. She's going to meet her. Okay. So it's kind of interesting to compare this with Romeo and Juliet, which is a tragedy. We know this is a comedy. They're not going to end up killing themselves or anything like that. But it does put like a sheen of like silliness on everything that happens here. Okay, so Helena loves Demetrius and apparently was seduced by Demetrius. And earlier, when we say seduce, do we really mean, I don't know. Like, how much are we actually talking about sex or not? But it's not interesting enough to go back for. Godspeed, fair Helena. Where do you go? Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy. fair. Your eyes are lodestars. Huh. Your tongue sweet air more tunable than lark. So Helena is much better at speaking than Hermia. Cygnus is catching over favor so. So I think she's jealous that um, Hermia is loved by Demetrius. There we go. Okay. Translated. Were the world mine, except for Demetrius, I'd give the entire world to you just to be translated to you, as in to become you. Teach me how you look who can, with what art you sway the most. Tell me how you seduced Demetrius. And actually, Hermia has a vested interest, actually. Hermia should coach Helena, sorry. Hermia should coach Helena on how to win Demetrius's heart so that Demetrius gets off her ass. And so Hermia can be with Lysander, and Helena could be with Demetrius. And then that would be the happy ending everyone wants. I don't know, since I've never read this before, I don't know how it actually ends. Maybe that is actually how it ends. Or maybe some fairies just put potions on people's eyes and everyone just ends up loving different people. I have no idea. But, at least in the real world, Hermia really should teach Helena. I give him curses, yet he gives me love. Oh, that my prayers could such affection move. The more I hate, the more he follows me. The more I love, the more he hateth me. So again, we go back into the sort of like sing-songy back and forth. It feels very like Disney again. Take comfort, he no more shall see my face, Lysander. So I can actually, this is a very active, like when you imagine it being played out on stage, like it feels very like action-packed. I feel like it'd be a very high energy play so far. These heroic couplets also make it heroic couplets, as in iambic pentameter, but he no more shall see my face, Lysander myself will fly this place, the sea, me, right? So this is heroic couplets, and it does make it sound it makes it sound slightly more silly, and more contrived. Oh, I guess I forgot that Hermia's plan is just to leave anyway, so she doesn't really have to coach Helena. Moving on. He turned heaven into hell because of love, basically, which is an interesting kind of backwards image. Oh, this is Lysander speaking. Sorry, I thought it was Helena. I got lost. Helen, to you. Oh, so he's telling the entire plot. Okay, got it. And in the woods, that place that you and I used to hang out and, have long chats, that place where you and I used to have our long chats, I will meet Lysander and start a new life. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you. This is a wish. He's wishing that Demetrius would come to love Helena. In the subjunctive, if anyone wants to learn some grammar. This is subjunctive mode here. How happy some over other some can be. How happy some over other some can be. Okay, trying to grammatically parse it. How happy some people over other people can be. Got it. Um, Through Athens, I'm thought as fair as she. So, right now, Lysander feels himself equal to Demetrius, and Helena feels herself equal to Hermia. But as long as Demetrius doesn't think this, doesn't matter. Hang on, give me a sec. Things based on vowel holding no quantity. Oh, I see. Love can take things. Um, yeah, can beautify things. Okay, got it. Looks not with the eyes but with the mind. Therefore is winged. Oh, this is super famous actually. And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind, nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste. Wings and no eyes, figure unheedy haste, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. It's interesting that it's actually Helena saying this, because as you just like a little bit ago, it was Hermia that was being advised, do not trust your passions, and now Helena, who is talking about Demetrius, I guess, is saying, do not trust your passions. But everyone's self-interested. Like, this is not an honest sermon. Like, everyone obviously has like a agenda, you know? Like, Helena obviously wants Demetrius to not trust her passions unless the passion is for her. And is I forgot the dad's name. Aegeus obviously would be happy, doesn't want Hermia to trust her passions because it's going to Lysander, but maybe he would sing a different tune if her passions were for Demetrius. So it's a bit like we're kind of putting the lie to this sort of cliched advice, like, are you supposed to trust your passions or not? It's very much sort of, it's almost hypocritical. It's not hypocritical yet because nothing has happened to, like, it's theoretically possible that Helena would tell Demetrius, "Oh, now I know you love me, but you have to check your passions." I guess Helena could say that, but I'm pretty sure she won't. So I'm pretty sure she's a hypocrite, right? This is just self-serving. Before Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyes, he held on oath that he was only mine. Oh, poor girl. He dissolved. Fair. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Wait, what? That makes no sense. And this, what? This was actually mentioned in the Goodreads. That makes no sense. Why in the world would Helena tell Demetrius Hermia's running? I guess if you justify it, you could be like, maybe she wants Demetrius to be burned by Hermia, but makes no sense. There was there was a Goodreads commenter who said that who complained about the same issue here, that Helena is just an idiot here. Okay. And I mean, this might be a little bold of me, but I don't think Shakespeare should have let Helena. Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, I don't. Am I missing something psychologically? Like, that is just unbelievable. Why would she ever tell Demetrius of Hermia's flight? It is a costly because the betrayal of secrets and because it leads to Demetrius. Or welcome. Okay, it could mean either thing. To enrich my pain, to have a sight thither, and back again. I don't get it. In this, I mean to enrich my pain. I want to hurt myself more by having him look at her and then back to me again. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. I if anyone who is watching this, if you have an interpretation on what the hell is going on in Helene's mind, without spoiling the rest of the story, please let me know, because I have no idea what that could possibly mean. Moving on. Uh, Quince, coins, snug, joiner, bottom, okay, ass and lowest point, flute, whistles through holes, snout, spouts of the kettles he repairs to his nose, tailors, thin, starveling is where tailors are supposed to be thin, which makes sense. Um, so prologue and the interlude. There are different characters during the interlude, but they're okay. Their primary character is they're a carpenter. Okay, got it. A weaver. Okay. Bellows mender, repairer of bellows. What are bellows? Is that something to do with like roofs? Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll just sure. A tinker, a joiner, a tailor. Got it. Anyway, they're all artisans. They're all artisans. There we go. That's a lot of characters, so I'm slowing down so that I can at least separate the characters in my head to some extent. But there's 6 characters that came in. All right, here we go. Quince, is all our company here? So this is apparently the idiot. You're best to call them generally man by man, and we're all speaking in prose now. Um, to play in our brief play before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night. Oh, they got a bunch of random artisans to play, to throw on a show for the wedding party. Okay. First, good Peter Quince, say what the play is about. And so grow to a point. So this is like teaching us how to be succinct and make presentations. Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe. And we're making fun of Thomas Preston, apparently. Now, good Peter Quince, where are the actors? Nick Bottom, the Weaver. Ready? You are Pyramus, a lover that killed himself, most gallant for love. Okay, so Bottom is Pyramus, who feels kind of like Romeo. That will add some tears in the true performing of it. I will move them. I would rather be a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, okay, excellently, or a part to tear a cat in. The raging rocks and shivering shock shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far and make him mar the foolish fates. Okay, so we're supposed to. All right, so Bottom is actually he is overconfident. He's definitely not going to be able to play. He really should not play Pyramus. First of all, he really should not play Pyramus, and he probably could not play Hercules either. So that is this is already a mess actually from the very first person. From the very first cast member. Flute? Thisbe on you. What is Thisbe? A knight? The lady? Okay, there we go. No, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming. Okay, that's all one. If I may hide my face, let me play Thisbe too. Wait. Didn't he? Didn't he? So, okay, we're being silly. No, you must play Pyramus and flute, you Thisbe. Okay, so this promises ridiculousness. Starveling, the tailor, Peter Quince. Here, Peter Quince. This is a very fun play so far. I'm already. It's just very fun to read and imagine. There's a lot of back and forth, like sort of the Disney sing-alongs, and there's all this like, there's enough structure, so it's like I forget like terminology for this, but like it's not like what do you call it? In Ocean's 11 at the very beginning, there's a big long sequence of um, not pastiche. What's the freaking thing called? How come I'm forgetting all my terms? You know what? It's because it's so early in the morning for me, but I'm forgetting all my terms. Like when you have a bunch of cuts and you go through it really quickly, what's the term for that? Oh my God. Anyway, right now we're just like introducing all the characters in quick snapshots, and I'm trying to use a term from film, but I forgot the term. Anyway, it feels very snappy. It feels like a well edited movie, if that makes any sense. What happened? Sorry, over here. You are the mother of Thisbe, who is being played by, not Bottom, by the flute. Okay, by flute. Okay, it's a lot. Here, Peter Quince, you are Pyramus's father. Okay, so actually, because I am a little lost, I'm going to slow down here and just sort of draw the map in my head. So right now, I have Pyramus's father. Okay. Oh, this doesn't really directly map onto the characters, does it? But I can say flute, and let's just say that flute and bottom are like Hermia and Lysander, right? Flute and bottom are like Hermia and Lysander. Let's just go with this analogy for now, and let's see what happens. Then we'll have Thisbe. This is Hermia. Her mother, which is Hippolyta. Uh, no, that's not correct, actually. We don't know the mother of Hermia. My bad. Oh, so yeah, that analogy just breaks apart right away. Okay, so it's just a totally different arrangement here. The lion. Okay, you get to be a lion. So we have the father and mother of Thisbe, and we have the father of Pyramus, and we have Thisbe and Pyramus, and then we have a lion. It is nothing but roaring. You don't have to. I am dumb. Please give me the lion's part. All you need to do is roar. And Bottom is extremely excited to do everything for some reason. Okay, so Bottom is already very annoying. Um, you would fright the Duchess. If you should do it too terribly, you would fright the Duchess, and that were enough to hang us all. And all of them together, that would hang us every mother's son. It's kind of silly that they're doing that. Okay, I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, I will moderate my voice. Oh, that's the opposite of moderate. Interesting. To put more gravity to my voice, maybe. So if you put more gravity to put more weight on my voice, I guess that could mean moderate. Wow, that's the exact opposite of the way we use that term now. But okay. So that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you if it were any, as if it were a nightingale. That Bottom is very confident in his ability to act. Quince is like, shut up. Okay. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, gentlemanlike. Therefore, you need to be him. So now we're kind of like schmoozing. We're like letting Bottom know. Okay, we're kind of flattering him and making him feel good to play Pyramus. Why? What you will. He talks so much. Okay. Uh, Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But master here your parts. Okay. And I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to memorize them by tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood. Oh, so they're going to meet in the wood as well at moonlight. Okay. So we have overlapping plots. So we have two groups of real people. Okay. The first group is Hermia and Lysander, pursued by Demetrius, probably because Helena, the idiot, is letting Demetrius know about this because she wants to make her pain more precious or something like that. It's some crazy thing, okay, which I don't understand. And then we have Peter Quince and his players, his 5 other players. I'm going to try to remember them without looking at the play because I think trying to memorize them will help me next week. We have Peter Quince. We have Bottom, who is going to play Pyramus. We have Flute, who's going to play Thisbe. I know that Peter Quince is going to be Thisbe's father. So then we have 3 other characters. One of them is a lion. I think that's Snug. And one of them is Thisbe's mother. And one of them is Pyramus's father. And I don't remember who is whom, but that's the general layout. And these 6 guys, are going to also meet out in the wood. We have yet to get the fairy world. So we don't have the fairy world yet. So all 3 of these groups are going to go out to the wood, out of the city, in a sort of like ethereal, sort of like non-real feeling place. And then that's where the fairies will come swooping in, I assume. And so sort of general fever dream should proceed from there. A bill of properties such as our play wants. I guess this is probably for like props and stuff, is what I assume. Oh, does the word props come from properties? Insane. Just maybe, right? Interesting. So properties, props. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and we would spoil our own play. So we're gonna rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains. Be perfect. Adieu. At the Duke's Oak we meet. Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings. I see. Okay, that was Act 1. It was pretty short, actually. That was only like 350-ish lines. So I guess I'll just end the stream early today. That'll be that very much just feels like a prelude. Like not a lot has actually happened other than we've learned who the characters are and what the relationships are. You might notice that you might actually have found it curious. Especially if you're like a young reader, and I don't know who my viewers are here today, but if you're a young reader, you might have found it a little surprising that I slowed down so much to kind of map on characters. This is a habit I have developed over decades of reading books, and also decades of struggling with my own memory. I have terrible memory. I have such bad memory. I forget everything. I forget names all the time. Names, dates. I forget everything. So I slow down and I try to draw a map of relationships in my head because it helps me to remember who is who, first of all, but also it helps me to start building predictions of like what might happen. And because I can put like my own little version of the story in my own head around these names, it makes it easier for me then to come full circle to remember these characters in the first place. So that's why I slow down so much on those bits, even though it's not entertaining, it's not fun for me to show that part to you guys. I still do it because it helps me. It helps me with my reading. So hopefully that helps with the reading skills there. Next week I'll go over Act 2, and I enjoyed Act One pretty thoroughly, but not a lot really happened. So hopefully I'll have hopefully more will happen, and there will be more interesting things to react to next week. Until next time, keep on learning, keep on growing. I'll see you in the next stream. Peace.